Hey everybody, this is Carlo from Forge Glory Custom Leathercraft. I just wanted to do another video. As I've been showing you, I had that cow leather with the alligator print. So it's cow leather, and they put it through a machine to give it this look of alligator. And this is going to go on Star Bobber's heat shield that I'm making for her. So I just wanted to show how I get it all done. Kind of like the panel that I did earlier. If you look back in my videos, it's kind of the same thing, but I got to make sure that the dye gets into all those cracks there. And as I said before, the real alligator, which I do sell, if you wanted a heat shield with real alligator, I'd love to make one of those. But it will be very expensive. It will add a lot to the price. So this cow leather with alligator embossed or alligator print is a much cheaper choice. So, and I think it looks awesome. I think it looks good. There we go. And her bobber is all black. Nice things, I can just, any drops I can just soak it up with the leather. So I'm doing it in black. I mean, now that the leather is still a little wet, I'm going to shine it up. So you can kind of see, I'll do one side first. Where that's shinier, and this is more of a dull over here on this side. Since this is just going on top, I'm not going to dye the back of it. And this happens. Yeah. Every now and then you get a spot that's wants to be stubborn. It doesn't want to take on any dye. So if your leather got anything on it, that'll sometimes happen. Usually you just take something, what I do, just kind of scrape at it a little bit. That's usually enough to, yep, here we go. You can use an eraser, you know, maybe it's just a little bit of wax or some glue that got on it. You can use an eraser. You can scrape on it a little bit. If it's a big part, I would use an eraser first. That usually gets all the glue off. And then like the other pieces, I'm going to burnish the sides. Or like the other piece I showed you earlier today. Burnish the side a little bit. This tool, I like it because you can do different thicknesses of leather. This is about a, I think it's about a 4 or 5 ounce leather. Not the thinnest, but pretty thin. And again, you're just wanting the friction. You're not really wanting pressure. It just gives you a really nice sleek side there. And once my edges are nice and slick, kind of like to go over them with the brush one more time, make sure they're good. Now I didn't do this part because this part is going to be folded under and you're never going to see this. And I also use, let's see, where did that tool go? I use this tool as a skiver to make this side thinner to make it easier for me when I have to sew it, because I'm going to be going through 3 pieces of leather. And so having this skived, I'm going to take off the back so that it's thinner, makes things a lot easier for me. Now for the sticky part. So a lot of people will do different things to make this fit onto the panel that is going to be attached to. Me personally, a lot of people will use rubber cement to do this. I personally just like double-sided tape. It's faster, it's not very messy, or this isn't messy at all. Most glues out there, I always make a mess out of them. So whenever I can, I try to use double-sided tape instead of using glue. Now, whenever I use the double-sided tape, it's always going to be on something that is stitched also. And so the tape is really just there to keep the pieces in place while I sew. Alright, and here's the top of the pouch. And I didn't dye that underneath because it's going to be covered anyway. Have that match up. Oop. There we go. So now I have the cow leather backing. If you wanted a real alligator, I would put real alligator on top, but they wanted well, this is going to Star Bobber, so I'm doing hers with the embossed cow leather. And then once I have that tape on there, I would put it underneath my stone here. That's the other side. And that way I get a good weld of the tape to the leather. And that's how I do it. Now this, when it goes on, this will be sewn on like that. And then, oop, that's the wrong side. This here, and it'll fold over. And then these are going to be the straps that hold it down. So it'll fold over like this. And it'll look nice. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, at Forge Glory, I'm always about the leather, your design, and my shop all coming together to make some great items for you. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.